सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Finite is gained through effort. Infinite is gained through knowledge because it is there everywhere. You are not different from the infinite. Through finite, we can only solve temporary problems. We cannot completely come out of minute to minute, day to day challenges. Pain, sorrow, old age, death. Only through knowledge this can happen. There are 3 steps in knowledge. One, for you to know there is such a thing. And hear from a guru what it is. This is called Sravana. Then you have a lot of doubts, reflection, manana. After that, the vasanas, in spite of the knowledge, in spite of the conviction, the vasanas go on disturbing you. To reduce those vasanas by quietening the mind is called nididhyasana meditation. So that is the chapter we are doing now, the 6th chapter on meditation. So he has said that up to the stage of integrating the mind and intellect, karma yoga is the means. After you have integrated the mind and intellect, dhyana yoga or peace meditation is important. In this process, you will see it's repeated everywhere. And especially Bhagavatam says, once you can see God in all, which is called Sarvatma Bhava. Once you can see God in all, Sarvatma Bhava, there is nothing for you to do. All your efforts end there. Seeing God in all. So we have also been told in 8 and 9 that you see the same God in stone, in clod of earth, in gold. Why? Each one of them has a role. What stone can do, gold cannot do. What earth can do, gold cannot do. So everything has a place. And all of them are expressions of God. All of them are expressions of God. Therefore, must develop a samatva bhava, a reverence for everything in this world. There is no one who is to be rejected by you. There is no experience to be rejected by you, because all of them are given to you by all loving Lord, because you need them. Because you need them. Accept them. and focus your attention to that infinite eternal truth, which is behind all your actions, which witnesses all the functions of your body, mind, intellect, and the senses. That is you. Know that seer, which sees everything. Everything can be dismissed. The seer, you cannot be dismissed. What is left after rejecting, dismissing everything is the you. This is meditation. So, in that, mind has to be quiet. For the mind to be quiet, you have to see God alone in everything. Otherwise, the mind will be disturbed. So he said, Samalosta Shmukanchanaha. Then he said that Mitra, Suhrut, friend, well-wisher, Udasena, indifferent, Madhyastha, middleman, Dveshya, one who hates you, Bandhushu in relations, Sadhushu in saints, Api, Papeshu, the so-called sinners, Samabuddhi Visishyati. You should have this equal mindedness. Here, all people have doubt. How can I treat a sinner the same way? How can I treat somebody who hates me? You should understand they are all sent to you because you need them to practice unconditional love even for them, to see God in all of them. Each one is evolving in his own pace. They are also seeking happiness. Saint is also seeking happiness. Sinner is also seeking happiness. You are also seeking happiness. Different people have different GPS according to their position. So all of them are good only because when they seek happiness, they are seeking only God. Some go in the straight path, some go in the circuitous path. And they are all growing. You have to accept them as they are. Because by judging them, your mind gets disturbed. And in a disturbed mind, you cannot meditate. So this Samabuddhi is very important, which will be repeated when we complete the discourse of this sixth chapter from verse 29 to 32. Again, the same Samabuddhi is repeated. Now, the various steps, various techniques, various disciplines to be followed, that is being taken up. Yogi, the one who wants to meditate, Yunjita, he should keep the mind steady. Satatam Atmanam. Himself, he should keep the mind steady. Rahasi Stitaha. In solitude. Rahasi is not leaving the house, going to a cave, Himalayas. Wherever you go, your mind follows you. It is the mind that disturbs. So what is the point in going to a cave or Himalayas without disciplining the mind? So rahasi, solitude means withdrawing your preoccupation with the outer world. That's really called rahasi, solitude. Ekaki, ekaki, single, alone. Don't call all the family and friends and say we'll meditate. Your mind will be only on them. Ekaki, yasachittatma, having controlled the senses. Nira ashi parigraha, free from hope, free from greed, free from sense of possessions. Why that is important? Possessions, your attachment to them takes you to your past, takes you to your past. And hope takes you to the future. Reveling or engaged in the past and future, you miss the present. The happiness, the quietude that you see is in the present. So, by identifying with yourself, with possessions, with things that you may get, you are making the mind extrovert. You are missing the present. And the ego is future and past. Remove future. I want to be this. I want to do this. Remove past. I was this. All that you remove. You have no ID. So all your identity depends upon past and future, which is called ego. So therefore, you have to detach from the ego. Can I do it all the time? Try. If you can't, at least in the seat of meditation to start with. You can try all the time. It's feasible. But in the beginning, those few minutes that you sit in the seat of meditation, you can detach from the past. You can detach from the future. That can be done. And here, auto-suggestion helps. When you sit for meditation, you tell your mind, whatever are your challenges, I will take up after these few minutes. When you give this suggestion, the mind doesn't disturb you. So therefore, yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasititah ekaki yatachittatma nirashira parigraha. Now, where he should sit, how we should sit. Asana. Suchau deshe pratisthapya thiramasanam natyuchritam natichi nicham chailajana kushottaram. See, all these things are for beginners. Once you have reasonable mastery over your mind, you can meditate wherever you want. Even in a crowd, you will be alone. If you have not mastered your mind, even in a cave, you are crowded. So even the seat and all that are in the beginning stages. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya, a clean place. Because worms will come, moisture, and your mind will be on that. So select a clean place. In your own house, pratisthapya sthiram asanam atmanaha, sitting on a firm seat, not a shaky seat, not on a swing, not on a cycle. Choose a firm seat. It should be na ati uchritam, should not be too high. If it is too high, you will be insecure. You will feel you will fall. Na ati nicham, if it is too low, you will get cramps because of the dampness. And chaila ajina kusha uttaram. This is for the olden days when people used to leave the house as vanaprasthas and start meditating in the forest. First, they put grass because it will protect you from chillness. Then they put deer skin. It will protect you from the worms. Then a piece of cloth that will make the deer skin soft. Chaila, Ajina, Kusha, Uttaram. Do not struggle to get all these things and do. It's not necessary. This was for the olden days. Swamiji said a joke. He met somebody and that person said, Swamiji, I heard your meditation 10 years back. Oh, so you are doing meditation for 10 years? No, Swamiji, I am not able to do. Why? I have not got the deer skin. Stupid people, is it not? So we should know priorities. These are all means. These are all means. You should not wait for deer skin or grass and all that. Wherever you are, select a clean place, soft place, not high, not low. Tatraikagram manah krutva yata chittendriya kriyaha pavishyasane yunjyat yogamatma vishuddhaye. In that position, making the mind single pointed, bringing it back from all preoccupations. As I said, give an auto suggestion. Yata chitta indriya kriyaha, having controlled the mind, the organs of perception, organs of action, upavishyad asane, you sit on that seat, yunjad, strive, for what? Yogam atma vishuddhaye, for the purification of the self. Because vasanas are reduced in meditation. How? The logic. Why and how in meditation vasanas are reduced. Whenever this mind is quiet, the subconscious mind comes up. That is how we dream. When we sleep, the mind is quiet. The subconscious mind comes out, dream. Similarly, when you sit for meditation, you have relatively quietened the mind, the subconscious mind comes out. And that is bringing out the vasanas and throwing them out. That is called cleansing the personality. You must have all heard of in Amrutamanthan, Hala Hala Visham. That is the thing. When a meditator sits for meditation, in the beginning, all negative thoughts, all his subconscious mind, all his vasanas come out. You should not get nervous. It's good. It's cleansing you. Should not get nervous about this. People say, in the seat of meditation, what all I don't think even in the normal period, dirty thoughts come to me. That's because you are being cleansed. Then asana is said. Now body. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam stiraha samprechya nasikagram swam dishaschana avalokayan. Samam, making them straight line. Kaya body, shira head, griva neck, dharayan still, holding, dharayan, holding, achalam, still, sthira, steady, samprechya, nasikagram, turning your attention to the tip of the nose. Disascha anavalokayan, not turning on all directions. So the body has to be in straight line. Body, head, and neck. And should be firm. You should not be shaking. You can do that in bhajans. But in meditation, do not shake. And the next session is gazing your attention through the tip of the nose. Again, you should not take it literally. You will only get migraine. What is this? Then it was said. The effort that is put to focus on the tip of the nose, complete concentration, that type of effort you should put. And do not look who has come, who is going. This is anavaralokayam, not turning your attention to other directions. Prashantatma vigatabihi brahmachari vritistitaha manassamyamya machittaha yukta asita matparaha. Prashantatma, serene-minded, quietened mind. For the time being, in meditation at least, you quieten the mind. You withdraw from all your day-to-day challenges. Few minutes. So quieten the mind. Vigatabihi, free from fear. This is the worst enemy. Not even pain and sorrow. Because they come occasionally. But this fear is constant. Free from fear. Brahmachari vrate stitaha. Firmly established in the pursuit of Brahman. This vrata or vow or pursuit of brahmacharya is not celibacy. All our rishis were married. All our gods were married. Brahmani charanti iti brahmachari. One who walks the path of God. One who is tuned all his activity, the body, mind, and intellect. To that pursuit is called a brahmachari. Vritestitaha manas samyamya. Having controlled the senses and the mind, matchittaha, his intellect is fixed on God. Yukta asita matparaha. Matparaha, keeping me as the supreme goal. Yukta, bringing the mind and the intellect in integration. Intellect controls the mind. That's called yukta. Because normally our mind runs in the path of pleasant and good. Because we have two. We have the body, which is matter. We have the self, which is spirit. Therefore, there are always two pulls. Pull of matter, pull of spirit. Pull of matter, pull of spirit. And therefore, we should know that all pursuits of matter are all just to maintain the vehicles, to reach your goal. That should be the end. That should be our commitment. Yunjan evam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana paramam mastantam adhigacchati. Yunjan, striving, evam, this way, sada atmanam, constantly, yogi, the meditator, niyatamanasah, having controlled the mind, Shantim Nirvana Paramam. Paramam Shantim. Supreme peace. How? Nirvana, having disrobed himself from the identification of the body, mind, and intellect. That's called nirvana. Vana is cloth. Nirvana are the coverings, body, mind, intellect. So to renounce all of them, you will gain Parama Shanti, supreme peace. Mastantam Adigachati. Then he shall reach my abode. Reaching my abode is not going from here to Kailas or Vaikuntha. The waker reaching, the dreamer reaching the waker, it's dimensions, not spatial. The dreamer reaching the waker is dimensional, not spacious from one point to the other. So, because God is all pervading, therefore he shall reach me. When it says, we have to understand, having done meditation through quietening the mind, withdrawing all external pursuits, you shall rest in peace within yourself. That's what you do every day, sleep. Every day in sleep, you first withdraw from activity. All physical activity for the day you have withdrawn. Then mind and intellect. Last thought, I want to sleep, that also should be dropped. Otherwise, you can't sleep. Same thing have to be followed in the seat of meditation. And when you do that, as in sleep, you gain the bliss. You will gain the same bliss in meditation. And then precautions. Natyas nutastu yogosti nachekanta manashnataha nachati swapna silasya jagrato naiva charjuna. The life of a man who wants to integrate has to be a life of moderation, no extremities. Eating too much, you can't meditate. Fasting all the time, you can't meditate. So moderation in food, moderation in sleep, moderation in activity. What is more, it says beautiful, moderation even in your entertainment. Right? Everything you need in moderation. Because once you are in moderation, there are no waves. It is these waves that cover the peace. A person living in moderation will not have thought waves, and he experiences the bliss of the self. So, one example Shankara says, how to know which is moderation, not excess? Because I eat 6 idlis. Shankar Nagarajan eats 3 idlis. For him, 4th idli is excess. For me, 7th idli is excess. For him, 2 idlis is less. For me, 5 idlis is less. How to know? Beautiful hint is given. After eating, if you feel uncomfortable, it is excess. After eating, you feel weak, it is low. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabhodasya, yogo bhavati tukkaha. With this type of moderation, living in moderation, the meditator goes beyond the sources of sorrow. And now the signs of this achievement of success in meditation. Yada viniyatam chittam atmani eva avatisthate nispruha sarva kamebhyaha yukta ityuchyate tada. It's like a lamp kept in a windless place. Yata dhipa, nivata vata wind, nivata no wind, deepa lamp kept. Atmaniyeva, his mind rests on the self. Nispruhaha, without attachment to anything external. Sarvakamebhyo, detached from all desires. Yukta ityuchyate sada. He is said to be integrated person in meditation. Yada deepo nivatasthu. Yeah, I have done that. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanam yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati, where the mind has returned from all its external pursuits and rests in the self. Niruddham, restrained, yoga sevya, through the practice of meditation, yatra cheva atmana atmanam, pashyati atmani tushyati, where the mind sees itself to be the self. The mind fuses itself to be the self, because consciousness plus object is thought. Flow of thoughts is mind. So when you have detached from the thoughts, it becomes the consciousness. Simple arithmetic. Consciousness plus object is mind. Mind minus object is consciousness. So gazing yourself with yourself, having experienced that self, you become happy. Sukhamatyantikam yattad buddhigrahyamatīndriyam veti yatra chaivayam stitaschalati tattvataha. This happiness that you get in meditation, atyantikam, is the highest bliss. It cannot be grasped by the senses or the mind or intellect. And once one knows this bliss, thereafter he doesn't swerve from that reality. Yam labdhva cha param labham mandintenadikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkena guruna api na vichalyate. Having got which, he doesn't feel he needs anything more, because this is fullness. Everything else you get from the objects is finite. Having got this joy from the self, he doesn't think that anything else he needs, anything else he has to gain. And he's now a mind that doesn't fickle, like a lamp kept in a windless place. And now, lovely definition of yoga. Tam vidya dukkha samyogam yoga sanmitam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogo anirvinna chetasaha. What is yoga? Dukkha samyoga viyogam. Dukkha sorrow. Samyoga attachment. Viyoga detachment from attachment to sorrow. What is that? All our pursuits or attachment to matter or attachment to the external world. Matter, external world, being finite, can only end up in sorrow. So that is called dukkha samyoga. Attaching yourself to the sources of sorrow. Viyoga, withdrawing the mind from them. This is called yoga meditation. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam. Understand that to be freedom from all sources of sorrow And naturally, sa nischayena yuktavyaha, you must get that. Yogo anirvidna chetasaha. And with a steady resolution mind, not wavering. You do one day, then you don't do 3 months, then do another 2 days, don't do 6 months. No. You can do short period, but regularity and sincerity are the keynotes for meditation. संकल्प प्रभवान कामान त्यक्त्वा सर्वान शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रिय ग्रामम विनियम्य समन्ततः. Sankalpa, desires, come from two sources. When you see a thing, you want it. And sometimes even you don't see, the desires comes from you, imaginations. So Sankalpa is translated in many ways. Desires, imaginations. Sankalpa Prabhavan Kama, desires born out of this imagination, this perception. Tyaktva, having renounced. Sarvan, completely, aseshataha. Manasai Vendriya Gramam, Viniyamya Samantataha. Completely renouncing all desire through the mind. Through the mind and the senses. That is, it's not a physical suppression. It has to be a sublimation. When you detach, you must know what the benefit you will get. And then it becomes easy. For the benefit you get, this exercise is nothing. So, manasaihi, you should use your mind and intellect to go beyond these desires. And since we are coming from several lives, mind is attached to several things. In spite of your trials, mind sometimes wanders. What to do? Shanai uparamed buddhya dhrutikruhitaya atma samstam manakrutva nakinchidapi chintayet. Wherever the mind wanders, from that bring it back. The mind will wander, but you bring it back. Atma samstam, rest it in the self. Viniyamya, na kinchidapi chintayet. Do not on your own enter into a new topic. The mind wanders, bring it back and rest it on the self. And you do not initiate a new thought. Yato yato nischarati manaschanchala mastitam tatastato niyam yai tadatmanam eva vasham nayet. Wherever the mind wanders, from that you bring it back. Prashanta manasam heenam yoginam sukhamuktamam upaiti shantarajasam brahmabhutam akalmasham. Through meditation, through this practice, through the integration of mind and intellect, one who has succeeded in turning the attention of his mind to the self from external pursuit, he discovers what in reality is only that eternal, infinite bliss everywhere. Eternal, infinite bliss everywhere. It is my thoughts that make me miss that. In sleep, I experience bliss on all sides. So in samadhi, he shall experience bliss on all sides because that is already there. The thoughts were covering. Now through meditation, you have removed the thoughts. So you discover the peace that is there everywhere. Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi netamanasaha yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma spashyantam atyantam shukamasnute. Striving thus, yogi, free from vasanas vigata kalmashaha, sukhena, comfortably, brahma sanspashat, his contact with the Brahman, atyantam shukamasnute, he enjoys infinite bliss. Again here, it's not that Brahman is different, Jiva is different. It only says the dreamer's sorrows end when the dreamer touches the waker. That means dreamer merges into the waker. So also the ego, the mind, when it merges into the self, he gains this immortal bliss. And now I told you in the beginning that the Sarvatma Bhava is most important, necessary. And I told you the last four slokas in this chapter give that. Why last four? They are not last four, 29 to 32. Again, there is a discourse. No. Krishna's discourse on meditation ends with this. After that, doubts raised by Arjuna are answered. So, what does it mean? This is the most important thing because Bhagavan gives the last parting instruction. Sarvabhutastamapmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshinaha. The mind harmonized by yoga, he sees the self abiding in all beings and all beings in the self. In all waves and bubbles, ocean is the reality. All waves and bubbles are in the ocean. In all dream characters, waker is the reality. All dream characters are nothing but waker's mind. So if you harmonize that and see all as God, then the thought waves do not raise. When the thought waves do not raise, you experience that infinite bliss. Yomamam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami satamena pranashyati. He who sees me everywhere, he doesn't let me down, I don't let him down. The wave that sees itself as the ocean, which is nothing but the content of all other waves and bubbles, can never get separated from ocean or water, and the ocean or water also cannot disassociate with the waves and bubbles because they have realized the oneness of water. Sarvabhutastitam yomam bhajatyekattamastitah sarvada vartamanopi sayogi mayi uttate. A man who has this equal vision, who doesn't see duality and plurality, even though he is busy in acting in the outer world, he always rests in God because he sees God everywhere. And therefore, in spite of his being busy, he doesn't miss this experience. He experiences that self in spite of getting engaged in all activities. Atma upamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. Atma upamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna. He sees everywhere as his own self. Sukham va yadi va dukkham. Let it be sukha or dukkha. The sukha and dukkha are supported by or made possible to experience by this consciousness. This consciousness is bliss. Turn your attention from sukha and dukkha. You will experience the bliss of the consciousness. And that one who can at will turn his attention from all plurality, he is the best of yogis. And now Arjuna has some doubts. He starts asking. Arjuna Vacha Yoyam Yogastvaya Proktaha Samyena Madhusudana Etasyaham Napashyami Chanchalatva Sthitim Stiram. Krishna, you have given a great discourse, but it's not practical because you insisted on quietening the mind. Mind by its nature, you yourself said earlier, Chanchalam Asthiram. It moves from one thing to the other and is not firm. That being the character of the mind, Chanchalam goes from one object to another object. Even there, at least it is settled. No, Asthiram. It goes on moving. How do anybody control that mind? It's not possible. This yoga that you have said is beautiful to listen, but not practical. Etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat sthitim stiram. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramati balavat drudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayo reva sudushkaraha. Krishna, if you have said, arrest the wind, some technique can be there, scientific. You can arrest the wind. But arrest the mind, you cannot. Vayo like arresting the wind, it is very difficult. Why? Chanchalam himana Krishna. It is continuously wavering, pramadi turbulent, balavat strong, drudam firm, drudam in its wandering, balavat in its attachment, pramadi turbulent, and therefore control this mind. Vayoreva sudushkaram. It's as difficult as to arrest the wind. Bhagavan answers. Sri Bhagavan uvacha asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate. Asamshayam. You are right, Arjuna, no doubt. It's difficult. But you are mighty armed. Is your strength lies in killing a few people? If you can't control your own mind? Mahabaho, mighty armed. What is the point in having a strong physical body which can kill a few people, can't control your mind? It's difficult. How many things difficult you didn't take in life, knowing they are difficult? You all got married, you know it is difficult. You all got children, you know it is difficult, right? You all got go to office, you know it is difficult. All these things you have taken in spite of knowing it is difficult. Because you felt there is a need. Similarly, it may be difficult. Do you get something very precious without a little effort and difficulty? For getting a small favor from somebody, how much you struggle. This is to get godhood at all. To get this godhood naturally needs more effort, and you should be able to do that. How to do that? Abhyasena, vairagyena. Abhyasa, focus. Wherever it wants us, bring it back. Wherever it wants us, bring it back. Vairagya, detachment. So bring it back is attachment. Attachment to the self. Vairagya, detachment to the external world. This is what Gurudev says. What is yoga? What is spirituality? Attach, detach. Attach from the false, detach with the real. Attach from the false, detach with the real. Abhyasa vairagya. Asamyatmana yogo dushprapa iti me matihi shakyatmana tu yatata shikyo vaptumupayataha. For one who has not controlled the senses, it's difficult because the mind will wander. Vashyatmana tu yatata. One who has brought the mind and control, mind under control, then with a clue, upayataha, he discovers a way by promising the mind a greater reward. Upayataha, he is able to meditate. Then next question Arjuna asks. Arjuna vacha ayati sriddhayopitu yoga chalati manasaha aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim krishna gacchati. Ayatihi, uncontrolled, sriddhaya upeta. He is not able to control, but he is very sincere, struggling. Right? Yoga chalitamanasaha. His mind wanders away from meditation. Aprapya yoga sansiddhim kam gatim. What happens to him if he dies in between? Poor man missed the joys of the material world and has not got the promised bliss. So he has become ubhaya brashta, missed both. What happens to him? He gives an example himself. Kachinno ubhaya vibrasta chinna brahmeva nashyati apratisto mahabaho vimuda brahmanapati. Chinna, Abram. Abram is cloud. Chinna, cut asunder. See, there are some cloudlets which can neither give us water through rain, nor can it prevent this sunlight. It doesn't find a fulfillment for itself. A cloud finds its fulfillment when it is able to bless the world through rain. These cloudlets cannot bless anybody with rain. So, but it gets shattered. Is this man who misses this integration, who misses this experience, like that cloudlet, not being able to find fulfillment in gaining that state of bliss. Kachinno bhaya vibrastaha chinna brahma vanashyati apratisto mahabaho vimudha brahmana patihi. Apratistaha, not being established, this man, vimudaha brahmanapati, deluded in the path of Brahman, does he get lost like this cloudlet? Etan me samshayam Krishna chetumarhasya seshataha todanya samshayasya chetana yubapadyate. Krishna, this doubt of mine, you only can clear. Why? You have seen everything beyond time. You have seen the other end of human birth. Therefore, you experience what happens. Therefore, you only can clear this doubt of mine. Therefore, please clear this doubt of mine, because I'm a practical man as a king. I don't want to take up something where I miss this world, I don't get that world. Please tell me what happens. Bhagavan answers. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Partha Naivetra Na Amutra Na Eva Atra Na Amutra Vinashasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyanakrit Kaschit Durgatim Tata Gacchati. This sentence, Nahi Kalyanakrit Kaschit Durgatim Tata Gacchati, the doer of good shall never comes to grief. Durgati. Swamiji wrote this to me because I had some challenge. He wrote this, the doer of good shall never come to grief. He said, the man who gave this word is a man of honor. He has to keep it up. Why worry? The man who gave this word is a man of honor. He has to keep it up. Why worry? So, nahi kalyana krut, the doer of good shall never come to grief. Partha, na eva atra, neither in this world, na mutra in the other world. Vinashastasya vidyate, he is not destroyed. Whatever little good he has done, that's computerized. A good thought, computerized. A good deed, computerized. So nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. And what happens to him? He dies in the middle. What happens? Prapya punyakrutan lokan. Prapya punyakrutan shashwati samaha. Suchinam srimatam gehe. Yoga prasto vijayate. Having got the higher worlds, and because of his good punya, he enjoys for some time there, and then because he's been a yogi in the previous life, he is a meditator. Conducive to that, he needs a comfortable life where he doesn't have to struggle for his living, and a clean life also, not in a life where everybody is corrupt. So, Shuchinam, clean, Srimatam, prosperous, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe. He is born in that family. He is born in a family where they are clean and pure and prosperous. Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabhataram durlabhataram loke janmayadi drusham. Athava, otherwise, he is born in a family who are all spiritual yogis. Therefore, it becomes a conducive atmosphere for him. Athava yoginameva kule bhavati. He is born in that type of family. Etad durlabhataram loke janmayadi. This type of life is very difficult for ordinary people to get. Tatratam sab buddhi samyogam labate paurvadehikam yatache tato bhuyaha samsiddhim kurunandana. When he comes back, he picks up from where he left. It happened to everybody. Gurudev said last week, and it happened to me. When I met Gurudev, when he was explaining the stanza, it appeared to me, I know all this earlier. So you pick up from where you left. It's nothing is lost. Tatratam buddhi samyogam labhate paurvadehikam yatate cha tato bhuyaha samsiddhim kurunandana. He puts extra effort and gains the fulfillment. Purvabhyasena tenaiva rayate yavashopi saha jignasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. Due to the power of his purva abhyasena, through the meditation, tena eva hriyate, he is as though by some force brought. Avasopi, even without his willingness. Most of you have come like that to Vedanta. For me, I went to a film. I couldn't get a ticket. Somebody suggested Swami Chinmayananda is talking in Mount Road. So I came there. And there I got stuck. After that, for 6 years, I never went to a film. Right? So we are brought by our Purva Janma Samskaras to this. Jignasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati uttate. Even one who wants to know this yoga meditation goes beyond Shabda Brahma, means theoretical knowledge. Prayatnadhyatamanatu yogi samshuddha kilvishaha aneka janma samsiddhaha tato yati paramgatim. Prayatnadhyatamanatu. Through constant effort, striving like that, Samshuddha Kilbishaha, having purified himself of the vasanas, Aneka Janma Samsiddha, after many lives, Tataha Yati Param with him, he goes to the Supreme Court. Oh, many lives. I have to take many more lives. Gurudev says, no. You have come to these classes, this is the last life of yours. Otherwise, you won't come to these classes. So you don't have to feel so many more lives I have to take. No, this is the last life. Tapasvibhyadiko yogi. Jnanibhyopi matodika karmibhyachadiko yogi. Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. One who practices austerities, disciplines. This yogi meditator is superior to him. Jnanibhyo, one who merely gains intellectual knowledge. This yogi meditator is superior to him. Karmibhyacha, one who does rituals and all that. This yogi is superior to him. Tasmad, therefore, yogi bhavarjuna. Arjuna, you become a meditator. Yoginam api sarvesham madhyatena taratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. Even in the meditators, one who meditates on Krishna means in Gita the ultimate truth. Krishna is not the blue bra in the Vrindavan. Wherever he says in Gita is the ultimate truth. Even amongst the meditators, there can be meditators on several things, but several gods also. But the one who meditates on the supreme consciousness, Krishna, he excels all. Right? So thus the 6th chapter ends. And the 6th chapter, we are only given skeleton, the outside details of meditation. But the real meditation, how to turn your attention to that self, you need details. Because you can't meditate on something you do not know. You need not meditate. You need not meditate on something what you know. So this meditation is taking the help of something you are familiar with, showing what you do not know. Through the known examples, he shows the unknown. This is called, there are two types of descriptions. Descriptive definition, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam, truth, Jnanam, knowledge, Anantam, infinite, is Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That's it, the ultimate. Right? And the other is Tatastha Lakshana. Tatastha. Tatastha, Tata, bank. Tatastha, the Guru says in this bank, the Sishya is there. He gives hints, come slowly, slowly, gives hints, and the Sishya reaches. This Tatastha Lakshana is, there is a house which you are searching. And you are not able to locate because all houses look the same, housing board houses. So you ask somebody, where is Mr. Ramarao staying? He says, do you see that house where the crow is sitting? Yes, that is the house. Now, crow is gone, but he knows that is the house. Crow is a known example to know the unknown house of Ramarao. This is called Tatastha Lakshana. The other is called Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana is descriptive definition. Tatastha Lakshana is indicative definition. that indicates the self. So, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th are all meditations through mostly indicative definitions. 7th chapter is called Jnana Vijnana Yoga, knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is theoretical, wisdom is experience. So, 7th chapter gives you all the details for meditation, jnana, and also gives you how to meditate, vijnana. So, this chapter is a complete chapter, jnana and vijnana. In fact, after the 7th chapter, till the end of the Gita, all chapters have their roots in the 7th chapter. That's the importance of 7th chapter. After the 7th chapter, all other chapters have their roots in the 7th chapter. It's a beautiful chapter, which we shall see next class. So you are getting 25 minutes relief. Thank you. God bless you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namah Hari Om. Thank you.